Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We review anything and everything. And today we're going to get into the Speed Champions Lamborghini Countach 8 plus set 76908. And this is the second Speed Champions car that I'm reviewing on the channel. And this is a very interesting one. I'll show you the back of the box real quick. This shows you the images from the actual build, images of the actual car, then of the build again to kind of give that contrast of, both. Then you see, I guess, how kind of realistic it looks within the context of it. And here we go. Now, when it comes to the Lamborghini Countach, it's a very special car. And the reason why I bought this car was because I wasn't going to collect the entire Speed Champions line. But the reason why I wanted to get this one is because for anyone who grew up a while back, you know that this was the car in every kid's on their wall in terms of a poster. They had like a little Hot Wheels type of car like this. This was always the car to have. Like back in the days, this was the car of all cars. So I think a lot of collectors feel that same way about it. So yeah, it's one of those. It's one of the Speed Champion cars that I just needed to have. Now, one thing I'm going to say with this in terms of the build process was I actually was able to build this faster than the only other Speed Champions car that I have and own and put together myself was the Ferrari 812, the Ferrari 812 Competizione. And that to me felt like a longer and harder build, even though these both have the same amount of pieces in it, minus one. One is like 262, the other one's like 261. And so essentially the same amount of pieces. This one felt like a lot easier of a build. I can't explain why. Maybe it was just the way it was put together, but it felt a lot easier. It felt faster. It had less stickers. I did have trouble with putting this sticker on. Let me see if it's going to focus. Yes, I did have trouble putting this front sticker on, but I had to end up pulling it off and then putting it back on. And then the second time that I put it back on, because of me fiddling it with my finger so much, I got a small piece of hair on it. But it wasn't worth at that point me taking it off and ruining the stickiness, trying to get that off. So I said, you know what, that probably won't be seen. But I'm just saying that to say it wasn't, that's probably one of the harder stickers for me to put on because it really fits exactly almost edge to edge. So if you get it off by a little bit, you don't want it to hang slightly off the edge and it'll come off. But other than that, the sticker, applying the stickers wasn't hard at all. In terms of, the build wasn't hard at all. There wasn't that many stickers. Let's take this out. This is the driver that comes with it. That's his front head, and that's the rear rolled alternate face. He has a hairpiece. I usually just throw all his additional stuff that he's going to carry with him inside the car, so that way you lose it. It's a little wrench, and he's got a hairpiece. I love that these come with a little driver who's usually wearing the outfit or sweater of their respected car brand. That's really cool. This one seems to be wearing gloves where the other one I had in the past didn't have any gloves on, but you could tell by the color of his hands. And then the inside of this one, I think it looks really nice. Being that this is an older car, they actually have the stick shift in it as opposed to some kind of dual clutch automated type of system where in the Ferrari 812 it has a sticker over a kind of round sloping piece that tries to indicate one of those more advanced type of gear shifting mechanisms, maybe where you press a button or something of that sort. Well, this has the traditional gear stick, which I think looks really cool. And the setup with the red interior looks really nice. So overall, I like the way this is done too in the back with the exhaust. the lights, the spoiler. It's just a really nice car. Now, most cars come with 2 types of rims. This one doesn't, because this one never had more than 1 type of rim that it always just came standard with. So it wasn't really known for you changing rims out during that time or having different options. So it just has the 1. But I can say that for the most part, I've seen this one on sale for a cheaper price most of the time. So, you know, you could probably account to say that that's maybe the reason why, because it doesn't have that, or whatever the case is. I don't know. But yeah, I like this car. Like I said, it definitely has a special place for a lot of people because of the fact that you can't put the tops on when they're wearing their hair piece. It says this one works pretty good, where some of them don't. So, but for a lot of people, like I said, this car has a special place because it was in all of pop culture back in the days. This was like the it car, you know, and I can't really say there's ever been a car that's replaced it in you know, the media. You know, for as a stretch, you could say for some people, the Bugatti Veyron, just because it's quote unquote the fastest car, or at least at the time it was when it came out. But to be honest with you, I still would say that wasn't even measuring to what this represented back then. During those days, this was like the car above all other cars, like by a large margin. Like nothing was coming close to this back in those days. And like I said, some people might be young, so it doesn't resonate with them in that way. But anyone who knows, well, you know what I mean? If you were from that time, you know, this was everybody was like, that's the best car in the world. So yeah, I'm going to throw a link inside the description where you can purchase it on Amazon. Oh, before I finish off, this was interesting to me too. So below there, you put the stickers, and then you have these clear pieces that indicate the headlights are inside there. And I thought that was interesting. But after the fact, I felt like my sticker placement wasn't that bad. Let me see if I can pull this off to show you. So here, to me, it looks like my sticker placement is not that bad. But when you put this on, it reveals that the smallest little difference makes it pretty bad. And so here you could see that the one on the right looks a lot more off versus the one on the left when you're looking at them through the headlight displays. So just be careful with that. Just try to make sure they're as matched up as possible. It's not a significant difference because you're not going to really be looking at them often like from this downwards point of view. You're looking like that, so you're not really seeing it that well. But they're supposed to indicate the lights, and I kind of like that technique, how it looks, because now it's like the lights are recessed down in there. But with that being said, yes, that's one of the only things I want to point out. Yeah, I noticed these windows, they tend to get smudgy very quick. So if you're displaying this or if you're playing with it, you know, just be careful with that. They do seem to get like little scratchy marks. And I've seen other content creators mention this before about how a lot of these new glass panels, not just on these, but in general, all types of builds, the new glass material scuffs up very easy. So be careful with that. They get very smudgy and scuffed up, and it lasts and it stays there for a while. So that part kind of sucks. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to put in the description below the link for to purchase this on Amazon. And it roughly goes for about somewhere between $17 and $20. And with that said, put any comments down below if you have any thoughts on the product, or, you know, your opinion just on the car in itself. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.